This main dish certainly knocks down your carb count for the day. Chicken cutlet pizzas pile on the protein. And we mean no offense here to a great pizza crust, it must be said. Kristin Andrus is here to share this family recipe. Speaking of family, before we get into the concept, which I'm excited about, you've got some cute helpers over there. Who's that?
This is Audrey and Scarlett and Gwyneth.
Oh
and my other girl, Claire, who we love, is at gymnastics. So she missed it. And my twins are at home napping, hopefully.
Cutest cheerleaders. Like, they are darling.
Yes.
Hi, girls. Thanks for visiting. Come every time, okay? Gwen, sparkle in her eyes. So fun. Okay, back to our food concept. This is a new concept for people, but it does knock down on the carb count, like we said.
Yes, totally. So I love a good pizza crust, but like on a weekly meal, like if I'm gonna go for great pizza, let's go out and get great pizza.
Sure.
But like a Wednesday night meal or lunch for the next day, I'd say let's skip the bread. To me, like kind of cutting out the carbs helps a ton. And so this is kind of where this came from. And I started doing a pizza. And so what I do is I get chicken cutlets, which you get from the grocery store. You can actually, from Harmon's or other places, you can buy them already cut like this.
Nice.
But what it is it's a chicken breast, and then you're cutting the chicken breast in the middle, and then you're flipping it, like almost butterflying it, opening it, putting a little seasoned salt or something like that, and that's what makes a chicken cutlet.
So thinner slice of meat allows you to pile up the fun.
And then you can kind of pound it out if you want. Honestly, I was a little lazy, I didn't. So if you want to pound it out, you can even get it flatter and wider, which would be great.
Okay.
Or you can cook it just like this.
And that becomes, I mean, your crust.
This is the crust. This is the base for, like, instead of toast, instead of dough, instead of anything, I use chicken.
Okay, this is exciting. So
then the
pizza piles on, the pizza toppings pile on.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you about two that are over here that we're not going to make, just real quick. This is my favorite, especially for like the next day. So what I do is I make a ton of these chicken cutlets.
Okay.
So then I make them for dinner, we eat them, and then the next day I have them for lunch. So this one has avocado, cottage cheese.
What?
Yes. And then this is my favorite seasoning.
What
it's
is
from
that?
Trader Joe's.
Okay.
It's everything but the bagel. So it's like an everything bagel, which is like all these different spices. I put it on everything, to be honest.
How does the guac and cottage cheese go together?
Oh my gosh, it's the best combination. Yes, cottage cheese, once again, blank slate, avocado, blank slate, right?
Okay.
So like, the combination is amazing. You'll love it.
It's kind of a texture trip as I think about it in my mind.
Oh my gosh,
but you have packed on the protein.
So yeah, I'll do avocado, anyways, I love the two of these. Protein, pretty low fat.
I'm gonna try
So then this one is one that I'm not gonna make either, but this is just the chicken breast. I did some tomato sauce. I mean, you could have all this at home, right? Mozzarella cheese, some, pepperoni, or if, you could do sausage, you could really do green peppers, whatever you want, and some mushrooms.
So treating it just like a pizza.
Just like a pizza. So that is truly a pizza. So this one that we're gonna do right here is something that I would do like for lunch the next day, or you could definitely do. So once again, this is so healthy and
hummus?
so good. This is hummus. So once again, instead of like a pita bread, I'm putting it on chicken breast. And then I'm gonna do some tomatoes. I'm just chopping tomatoes.
You know what? I have to say this about you.
Healthier.
And this is such a compliment. And if you follow Kristin on Instagram, you should. You know this. You throw the most wild foods together, but somehow it always works.
I know. And no one's like checked this off, but I have, because I think it's so good. And then a little bit of feta, which is just like a little bit of cheese.
Okay.
But this is pure, like, veggie, delicious, healthy, and totally a pop of flavor.
Do you warm it up? Do you eat it cold?
I would maybe have the chicken warm, but I would not heat the rest of this up.
Okay, so play it up on the temperature side. What's this one?
Okay, so this one is actually my favorite. So what I do here is, instead of tomato sauce, I'm doing a barbecue chicken pizza. So I'm gonna layer on barbecue sauce just like this. And once again, if you're trying to do this kind of low cal, just do a little bit of sauce. And then I'm gonna do mozzarella cheese. Once again, if your husband wants like a ton of cheese, I like a little bit less, because once again, we're going with a little bit healthy here.
Right.
So a little bit of mozzarella cheese, and then you add on flavor, which is purple onion. This doesn't have to be cooked before. And then, like, the chicken is already, right? So you actually don't need chicken on top of your pizza. And then I sliced just some...
You don't need chicken on top of chicken.
You don't need chicken on top of chicken.
So this is chicken barbecue.
This is a barbecue chicken pizza without the crust.
Yeah.
And then I put on some of the pineapple, and then some cilantro. And then once it's cooked, I would add just a little bit.
So melt the cheese down.
Yeah, melt the cheese down. So once this is done, so let's say that you've done your chicken cutlets. I grilled them on our Traeger. And then I bring them out, and then I actually did it like around 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I had them all ready to go right before dinner. I stuck them back on the barbecue or under the broiler, and dinner is done.
Nice.
It's like super, super easy.
And we're knife and forking this, right? We're not picking it up like a pizza. That wouldn't work in this case.
That's a good question.
Okay, one more.
Okay, last one. This one I am obsessed with. Okay, this one, once again, these are also different, right?
Yes.
So you could do this one for dinner and then this one the next night, and it's a completely different thing. You're just having
something else you're great about,
chicken.
carrying over our dinner time prep to the next day for lunch.
Or a healthy lunch for mom, right? Like the next day you're wanting to eat leftovers, and if it's not super healthy or really carb heavy, you don't necessarily want it.
Sometimes it's too heavy for the middle of the day.
Right. So we're gonna do pesto on top of the chicken, and then I'm gonna use this because goat cheese doesn't spread very well.
This is like summer.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. Then you spread the goat cheese like this. I'll do a little bit more. Once again, you know, depending on how much cheese you want, totally up to you. Sorry, this one isn't very pretty.
This is like summer on a cutlet, and that's something I've never said before.
I know, summer on a cutlet. Okay. And then I just do some heirloom tomatoes like this.
Yum.
And then once again, put it back on the barbecue or on the grill, and then I top it with some basil leaves.
Delish.
And it's so yummy. And then of course a little bit, sorry, am I getting in there? A little bit more on top.
Oh, wow. I am absolutely
so healthy.
Definitely for sure going to be trying this.
Okay, good, good.
Love it. More fun food ideas from Kristin on Instagram. Where do we find you?
Kristin Andrus.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks for bringing those girlies.
Yes.
Too cute.